After defeating Weymouth North 14-8 this past Sunday, they now look to advance onto the finals if they can get by a Newton North Tiger team. Newton North comes into tonight's game off a victory over top seed Beverly, 8-5. So the Tigers will be coming in flying for this one, as the Tigers a rich tradition as far as lacrosse goes. Newton North and Weymouth South about set to go, and we'll be back for the start of tonight's game in just one moment. And about set to start here at Weymouth South High School, as Keith Stark in the white with numeral number 13. And for Newton North, 27, Tommy White. And possession in the hands of the Wildcats, as they will have it first. As runs the attack. Babineau. It's Babineau trying to get it on the move to Stark. Stark coming in, and he's bumped off the play as Tom White gets it for Newton North. White puts it up towards midfield, and an errant pass. Todd Willis had it for a second. Loose ball. And it's pushed ahead. This is Steve Plotkin, number 24, as he's broken up by another 24. Brian Baharian of Weymouth South. White back for Newton. And you hear the cry of UMass as Stark poked it away. And now Stark ends up with a loose ball, as Dan Quinn lost control of it. Here come the Wildcats. Pass. As underway here at Weymouth South High School. No score, just underway. Duffin. Kuja. Ramos gets it in the middle as the Wildcats settle down, luckily run the offense. As Scott Hickey yells out directions. Hickey. Babineau in, score! Taylor Babineau came in from the right wing side and slammed it on home. And it's 1-0 Weymouth South. As Babineau found his way in and put it on home, 1-0. As the Wildcats score first. So the Wildcats on the board first, as Rahman and Hickey on the face-off. Gady using the legs to get upfield. Justin fires into the middle, and as goaltender Steve Bonadio gives off. Pass ahead to Tom DeMaio. DeMaio loses it. Willis knocked it away. Loose ball. And it heads out of bounds. And let's see whose ball it will be. It'll be Newton North with possession. And the Tigers down 1-0 to the Wildcats as Dave O'Connor. Check it, Tom White. Tigers moving it around. Tom White. This is poked for a second and now picked up. Hugh putting himself in the middle. White moves in. White just couldn't control as he made the moves in but just never controlled. And he ended up losing it out of bounds as Bill Golden, who was with him, just couldn't get to it. So Duffin put it in play just on the way, 1-0 Weymouth South. As the goal for the Wildcats, Taylor Babineau. Uke. Crossfield. Duffin behind his own net. To Kuja. Kuja around Golden. And David will take it to midfield. As he lost control of the ball. Picked up, loose. And coming out of the pack. With it now is Tom White as the ball is bounced around loose between three people. And Tom White of Newton North ends up with it. Duffin with a great start. As on the attack, it is Holland back for Weymouth South. Holland slows it down. Holland. Stronach knocked down. Here's Bryan's pass. And a loose ball comes back in Newton North. Rahman had it. Stolen for just a second as Lang has it. Now the collision at midfield. And the push on Weymouth South. It'll be Newton North in possession. 1-0. Weymouth South with the lead as the Wildcats getting the goal from Taylor Babineau as you watch Tom DeMayo go in, and Stark took it away from him, and Keefe will start back. Too far of the pass, and now it's picked up at the Tiger defense. And you're looking at number 40. As he gets it up to Dave O'Connor. As coming in, the Wildcat defense stopping Dan Quinn. As Mike Luchetti started the play, and then they rolled it in, and the play was broken up. Wildcat defense. And a 1-0 Weymouth South lead as the Wildcats getting the only goal so far, Taylor Babineau. Shuke to Duffin. Kuja to the middle, and the Wildcats on the move. It's Michael Toth. Toth broken up. And now Toth reclaims the ball and gets it back out as Michael and broken up by Luchetti as Stark has it for Weymouth South. Stark trying to make the move to get himself free, and Keith can't. Instead, he goes to Mulroney. Mulroney ducks on a couple of Tigers. Baharian scores! Brian Baharian got the loose ball as he was set up in the middle and put it by Steve Benadio, and it is now 2-0 Weymouth South with the early lead over Newton North. So the Wildcats, who have yet to see Newton North this year, attack them for 2 quick goals to start off and take a 2-0 lead. It's Hickey. Robinson. Behind the net, picked up. And Rada. Dennis Rada. On the defense. Breaks up the play. Mike Rada, that is. As the Rada, one of the Rada brothers. The play. And Bonadio will start out for Newton North. 2-0 Weymouth South. And it goes out of bounds, the pass, and Newton North will have it back. Check it, Weymouth South and Dave Kuja at the starting. Billy Duffin. Hickey couldn't get it. Now Hickey does as he comes back and wins the race for the ball. Uke. In the middle to Hickey. Hick turns around and makes a nice pass to Robinson. Here comes Mike Robinson on the move. Ramos a shot. And it goes out of bounds, and Babineau there, and Weymouth South maintains possession. And the cry of UMass. It's a quick pass out. Mulroney from Babineau, 3-0 Weymouth South. A quick snap pass, and with it, Newton North is going to take a timeout, and Weymouth South has come out smoking here in the first period. 3 quick goals, they take a 3-0 lead. And the face-off, as Newton North right now must be wondering what is going on here, as Weymouth South is slowly but surely in a great deal of momentum and looking to add to it. They've got a 3-0 lead, looking for more, as Willis sweeps it towards the net, and Bonadio picks it up. Right now, Newton North looks very, very rattled by what has happened as Josh Fields just flipped it out of bounds. Last time in this situation, Taylor Babineau found Jamie Mulroney. 3-0. Mulroney. Mulroney loses it. Stark ends up with it. Inside. Save. Off the shot of Baharian. Baharian, another shot, and Baharian shoots it wide. Right now, the Wildcats with the pressure, and Newton North having the trouble maintaining any sort of composure against the pressure. And a moving pick on Weymouth South. The only people that can stop Weymouth South right now are Weymouth South players themselves, because they are controlling the action in this game. White gets a break and now starts upfield. Here comes Tom White of Newton North. Falls down. And they're going to call a trip, and that is a crazy call because Tom White fell on his own. Newton North, to get back into this game, needs a break. Weymouth South defense is the type that it's not going to happen unless Billy Duffin is a little bit off. And the Tigers can't get the connecting pass. Hugh breaking it up. Duffin. Kuja had it. Now David gets it back. Duffin. Across to Robert Hughes. And Hughes skies it downfield. And too far out of bounds. Newton North will get possession. So the Tigers, as you see, Bob McDougall looking to get a ball to put it in play. And Josh Fields is the one who's got the ball and starts the attack. Tigers can't make that play into the middle. The Wildcat defense is just keeping them out of the middle just enough.
It's only once a week.
When they try to make the play into the middle, people like Golden and Quinn and Plotkin, who have a free attack, people for Newton North, they can't make the play. The Wildcat defense and Billy Duffin, and when they do, makes plays like that. Duffin is on a roll, and that's a type of roll that can mean a great deal to a team. White. Golden. Going low and missing with the shot is Dan Quinn, and Quinn was stopped, David Quinn, that is, by Billy Duffin. The Wildcat defense has been very, very tough here in the early going. And on the side, Newton North to put it in play, Billy Golden. And the Tigers do find the mark on the passing play. It is Steve Plotkin getting himself loose, and Plotkin puts it in, and Newton North is on the board. It is now 3-1 Weymouth South. So late in this first period, it's the Tigers finding the mark as they get a few minute advantage situations and took advantage of it.
Get it, Goody, get it. Take the man out. Please take the man.
Face off. And it's on the control. It is Mike Luchetti for Newton North picking it up. Drops it out to Bonadio. And Bonadio kicks it upfield. Willis trying to force the action as he tries to take DeMaio out of the play, and does just that. Todd Willis with some fine defense there, pushing the play and making the error. As far as Newton North's Tom DeMaio was concerned, it was an error that he did not want to make. He gives Weymouth South with possession in the attack zone. And Stark trying to make the move and get himself in towards the net. Keith comes in, and the shot deflected and heads out of bounds. Willis. Todd coming in, shooting and scoring. As Willis spun around, came in and knocked it in, and it's now a 4-1 Weymouth South lead. So the Wildcats with a 4-1 lead here in this first period. And the final seconds ticking off in this first period, and it's been a Wildcat period. As the Tigers, Tom White. Not much time. Cube poking it away from Quinn. And Duffin to put it in play in the final seconds of this period. It should be just about expired. Weymouth had it, stolen Lucetti. Fourth. Shot save off the stick of Quinn by Duffin. The period will come to an end on that. Once again, it's Billy Duffin making the play. Period action, everybody. Mark Ducharme with you from Weymouth South High, Division I semifinal lacrosse action. And Weymouth South with a superb first period with a 4-1 lead over Newton North. And the Wildcats ending the first period in style with Billy Duffin with a great stop. As Plotkin was sent in by himself, and Billy Duffin with the save. And Billy is coming up with the saves when needed here in the early going, and the Wildcat offense can put the ball in the net. As Golden trying to beat Kuja. Newton North has got to feel frustrated at the moment. They've made the move inside. Duffin has been there, and they've been forced to perimeter passes. And sometimes when you make these perimeter passes, you make one too many. And that you're so hopeful to get inside. And you might just make that one pass, that rushed pass, to try to make that move quicker inside. And sometimes it doesn't happen. One thing about this Wildcat team is, even though this ball is headed out of bounds, and Newton North will be putting it in play, but one thing about this Wildcat team, their ability from the defensive end to clear it out and onto offense, and they do it very, very well. Bonadio. Lucetti. Bonadio and Lucetti just slowly trying to bring it up. Mulroney just trying to be a nuisance in the middle. And Lucetti does get it up. And here come the Tigers. As Quinn behind the net, and an attempted pass out front, and ends up on Baharian's stick. As Rahman had an opportunity on the pass out, but it tipped off his stick. There's a pass in front, and Mulroney puts it in. A loose ball that just ended up to Jamie Mulroney, and Mulroney just scooped it in. 5-1 Weymouth South, and the Wildcats are off and flying here in this game. As the Plotkin had the opportunity earlier. It wasn't Rahman, it was Plotkin who had the opportunity earlier. And in the pass out, and it just broke it up, and all of a sudden, you're talking about a situation where Weymouth South is rolling right now. The Wildcats have it all their way.
What's the matter?
As the Tigers They've got to get something going for themselves, and Billy Duffin is not a goaltender you want to be 4 goals down to. And especially with the way the Weymouth South defense plays with this guy lumbering up, and Robert Hugh as Bonadio with the stop. And the Tigers wheeling their way back. It's Golden. Spun in, heading to Avenue, and they took it right back out. Tigers barely able to get into the middle. They have just once. They've gotten 1 goal. The Wildcat defense has been tough, and it's been easy for the Wildcat offense because they can be patient and do the things that they want to do. Golden gets it around. Quinn. David Quinn. Quinn trying to spin on Hugh. Quinn cut off beautifully by Hugh. Gets the pass out. Tigers just not getting much, if anything, in the shuffle through. By Dennis Roman, and Roman has a violation on Newton North, and Weymouth South will have it. And their possession leading 5-1. So Robert Uke across field. Billy Duffin. And the pass over the middle is intercepted. It's a couple times Duffin has done it. And once he get away with it because he made the good save off the shot. White comes in and puts it in. Tom White makes it a 5-2 game as White fake going up top and then just rolled it underneath. And the Tigers close to within 3, but the Wildcats, one of the few times that they have been off here in this first half. It's now 5-2 the score. A 5-2 ball game. So the Wildcats with the lead. And White gets the face-off. As here comes Tom. Puts it ahead in front. And a violation in front, and Weymouth South will have possession. Duffin. Stark, who came back to help out. And Keith gets a good bounce, but it goes right to a Tiger player, Mike Lucetti. And Lucetti gets it upfield. Good play by Dave Kuzier on the block as he knocked down Al Clark. As Doug Quinn worked it upfield, but Clark gets belted on the play. And the Wildcats. Newton North will have it on possession behind the Weymouth South net. Golden. Doug Quinn, Tom White shot, deflecting, goes out of bounds. And right there is David Quinn. As David Quinn. White. Doug Quinn. Golden waiting as Kuja comes in to meet him. Dave Quinn. Tigers being patient, but the thing is they cannot get into the middle and make something happen, except for this time. And Duffin with a good stop. Dave Quinn. And Baharian back for Weymouth South. To Hickey. Hickey in. (6-2), Scott Hickey on the goal. As right now, Weymouth South just really playing solid offense and solid defense. And you look back as Quinn was stopped by Duffin, and now the Wildcats come down, put it in 6-2, and that's what the Wildcats can do to you. They frustrate you just enough. That has been the key. And they have played well, and they are playing extremely well right now. Holland. And right now, the fact is that the crowd a little too tight on the sidelines. As everybody just around the field, and well, officials do not want a situation where a spectator can be involved in the play. It's a battle for the ball. Behind the net, Robinson trying to come out with it, as Babineau and Robinson both working for it, and they lose it out of bounds. So the Wildcats with a 6-2 lead in a solid first half. It's Josh Fields. Bonadio trying to get around Mulroney. And the passing play just does not come about. As Plotkin tried to work it in front, and it was broken. And Plotkin's drop-off for Doug Quinn was just wide, and it was an easy opportunity to score. That time it was a break for Weymouth South. DeMaio. Tom trying to move it in. Out front, Duffin blocks it. In the crease, violation. It's going to be Weymouth South ball. (6-2), Weymouth South just joined us. And second period action. And Robert Hugh. Baharian. Second team All-Scholastic, Brian Baharian. Loose ball, and the man who was an All-Scholastic, Robert Hugh, pushed his body in front of it to Keith Stark, and Stark sent it in. And Mulroney just couldn't get his stick on it. Bonadio will start out 2 years ago when we brought the Weymouth North going to the state finals. In the semifinals in the South Sectional that year, they beat Newton North and then went on to play Concord in the finals. Weymouth South could literally take the same road. And explain that in just a moment as Baharian, Stark, Mulroney broken up in front. And here come the Tigers on the move. Stuffin loses it out of bounds. And Plotkin will put it in play. Plotkin trying to take it himself. And Duffin with a nice stop. Golden came across and Duffin got a stick up and knocked it down. Wildcat defense works very well together. That's the key in tournament action. Defense is setting up your offense, and the defense is doing it right now. It's the reason that they're up 6-2 at the present time. Because they are not letting Newton North get clear shots, and when they do, Bill Duffin makes sure that the Tigers have to earn a goal. As Lucetti, who's been on the back line for the first half, comes in, fires it, and it goes wide, and as it goes out of bounds, a violation on Newton North. Hugh to Hickey. Hickey. And he fires it upfield. As Mulroney and Ramos try to work it in, Bonadillo knocks it back out. And it will be Newton North ball. As you look at Josh Field, number 6. Fields to McDougal. In the middle. Shot, Golden, save, Duffin. As Plotkin set up Golden, and the shot was blocked. And Duffin goes for the low shot and blocks it. Duffin blocking the high and the low. And illegal procedure, Newton North, and Weymouth South will have it. Dave O'Connor with a high shot and low shot. Bill Golden, and right now, it is Weymouth South with the solid play as they have really controlled the action. 6-2. It's Toth. And now the Tigers starting back. Golden. DeMaio shot, Golden, and Duffin the stop. Baharian loses it. Now Bryan ends up with it. Baharian. White kicks it ahead. Rahman. Shot, Duffin the save. He had the short side covered. It was going to be an impossible angle for Dennis Rahman to try to get any sort of shot. Newton North putting on some pretty good pressure here in the second period, a la Weymouth North did the other day, and Newton can't show anything from it. Except there. Bill Golden Came across, took the pass from Josh Fields, and snapped it on home. 6-3 game. Six-3 game, and a beautiful play there for the Tigers. And with it, a timeout called by Weymouth South. Late in the second period, it is 6-3 in favor of the Wildcats. During the timeout, Weymouth South coach Dave Lewis implored his team, you've got to start running again. 3-goal lead is not that much, especially with 2 periods to go. And the Tigers slowly gaining some momentum as Weymouth South will have it. We're in the final minute of the second period. Kusha to Hickey. And Scott will start out. Hugh. Willis on a nice catch of the pass. Todd. As the final seconds ticking down. Hickey. Willis. Ground ball shot. Bonadillo stops it. Babineau to put it in play. South can come out with a goal would be big going for them into the second half. Will give them a lot of the momentum that they had lost heading in. As the loose ball comes out, we have a push. And the final seconds. 4 seconds, I believe, left in the half, if I picked it up right from the field. And a timeout. We'll take a break. 6-3 South. Final 4 seconds about to take place for the first half. 6-3, Newton North trailing Weymouth South. And a comical sight down there, Tom White and Robert Hugh. Hugh is standing about, 5-6 inches above Tom White. And if we ever get this final seconds going in, you may see the tail end of it. As a shot, and the half comes to an end as White tried to take it coming across. The first half of the year, what will be the final half, I should say, of the year for one of these teams. Weymouth South 6, Newton North 3. Second half about to start. Alan Good just overran the ball. And the Tigers control to begin the second half as you look at David Quinn getting it ahead to Doug Quinn. In front, deflected away, and it should be Weymouth South ball. You wonder, as far as getting that first goal to begin the second half, what it would do for either team if it was Weymouth South. In my mind, I think it would really just be what the Wildcats need to control matters. If it's Newton North, we've got an interesting game. Mike Toth to Keith Stark. Stark. As we go to shadows in some of the areas of the field. Stark going against Tom White. The Wildcats have got out to 3-0, 4-1 after one, 6-1 lead at one time, and now lead 6-3. Stark maintains control, and White's going to be called for a penalty. Tom White, frustrated, never able to get the ball from Keith Stark. And Weymouth South to be a man up. Mulroney, Willis, and Babineau, the attack for Weymouth South. Stark, Toth, and Baharian. The midfielders is out front. It is blocked. It's Bonadio and the defense of Luchetti make the play, and back comes Newton North. Tigers trying to move it in. Milton Britton. Is out front, Duffin, stop. Loose ball picked up. Babineau trying to get around Luchetti. Luchetti pokes it away. Loose ball picked up by Steve Olivetto. And I believe we get both, Mike Luchetti and Taylor Babineau. And they'll both head off. Talking to some of the people at halftime that have seen Newton North, and mostly from the years of the Weymouth North parents who are well acquainted with Newton North. And the thoughts were there was a Newton North team that was not the same, not as physical and not maybe as talented as they have been in the past. Yes, the Weymouth South is just playing superb lacrosse. That was the consensus was with their defense. Their defense has been very, very tough. And with Bill Duffin in net and the way Duffin is playing, it gives them the opportunity to make something happen. So right now we're going to have the face-off, Scott Hickey and Tom White, as on the double penalties. That was what the concern was about. Mulroney came in, got the ball. Jamie to Ramos. Ramos out front. Mulroney puts it in. Ramos put it in front. Mulroney held on to the pass and slammed it home. Nothing Bonadio could do. 7-3 is our score. Yes, right now the Wildcats are looking as a proficient machine. They're not doing anything overly flashy. They're doing everything proficiently and wisely. As they're using their defense to be the catalyst to their offense, and their offense has been playing well. And when you get marksmen like Mulroney, who had a superb season in the attack line, and Babineau, and you have also Willis, who's had 3 excellent years, it's a Wildcat team. It's a tough team to deal with, and then the winner of this game is the winner of the Lincoln-Sudbury Concord-Carlisle game, and Concord, the defending state champs, undefeated. At the moment, Lincoln-Sudbury lost a couple of games, but it is a very physically talented Lincoln-Sudbury team. Ramos. The defense was there to block it. Josh Fields lost the pass. Scott Hickey says thank you for the ball and comes in and broken up. And maybe Mike Robinson going off something very unnecessary. Robinson kept on smacking at Bob McDougal, and he was just caught in the act. So slashing Robinson. David Quinn. Whistle, starting play is Quinn. Coming down, his team down by 4. Tigers trying to find that little avenue inside. And Doug Quinn was broken up. As out front, White stopped by Duffin. Britton put it on his stick. And Mr. Duffin there again. Duffin has been incredible so far in this tournament. Hugh. I'm going to hold off because I said earlier about the Wildcat Road, very similar to the Maroon Road. It's a pass too far ahead, and we'll hold off on it. As you look at the Wildcat bench. And the Tigers find the mark. As David Quinn in the slot flips it in, it is now 7-4. So each team with a goal in the second half. Jamie Mulroney made it 7-3. And coming back for the Wildcats was David Quinn to make it 7-4. Both similar type goals where the attack coming from the ball was a check that worked from behind the net and put in towards the middle to somebody coming down the middle. Stark, Mulroney, 3-goal lead. Very interesting lead in that Weymouth South wants to come back and get a goal and slow down anything Newton North will try for momentum. And Taylor Babineau worked his way in and does do just that. As Babineau beat Dennis Rahman. And now Weymouth South puts it back to a 4-goal margin. As Babineau with a good hard work makes it an 8-4 game. Back and forth we go in this third period. Each team trying to build their momentum and take over. 8-4. And I say build their momentum, build a situation when they go 2-3 goals at a time. And if Weymouth South does that, they could really put a lot of damper in anything Newton North will try to do to come back. As Babineau and his pass for Howie broken up. Luchetti starts back. Newton North needs a run. They have not had a real run of about, say, 3 goals in this game yet. Best has been 2. Because the Weymouth South defense has not let them. They play good, aggressive defense. And a good stop by Duffin. At point blank, Rusty Griff had an opportunity, but Bill Duffin was there to stop it. Duffin, 23 saves against Weymouth North out of 31 shots. That is a great, great story as far as lacrosse does go, because you normally go about, say, 40% in stopping. Instead, it was 65, 70%. And right now, Newton North to put it in on the violation. White loses his stick. Babineau neatly poked it away, and the stick as well. And Baharian coming across picks up the ball. Baharian broken up. Loose ball, who's going to come up with it? Baharian headed for a second. Toth comes down the middle. And now Josh Fields is going to give the spectators something. As Josh Fields just flipped it out. And the official imploring spectators, get back. 8-4 here in the third. The Tigers of Newton North trailing the Wildcats of Weymouth South as the Wildcats get out quickly and let the defense do the talking as Hickey, Robinson, and Newton North's going to get called for a holding call. Mulroney out front. Ramos. And a holding call on David O'Connor. As the holding call makes it 6-on-5, and Weymouth South can make a great road for themselves right here. They could maybe put it up to a 5-goal lead, which they have had once in this game at 6-1. Taylor Babineau. Michael Toth. Baharian fires wide. Babineau there, Weymouth South to maintain possession. Fields to meet Babineau on the play in. Willis. It's worked out front. Loose. Baharian had it. Baharian lost it. And the long sticks of Newton North getting it out as Lucetti does just that. Quinn. Quinn back out. Baharian comes back and knocks it away from Dave Quinn. Hugh playing some excellent defense. And Duffin clears it out to Baharian. And too far. You've got to credit the defense of Weymouth South. Dave O'Connor tried to make every move he could think of around Robert Hugh, would not let him. And O'Connor can't control the pass. Weymouth South should have it, and a very simple pass for O'Connor. Late in this third period. 8-4. And apparently, we're going to have Hickey and O'Connor on the face-off, as it said that both hit it out. Winner plays the winner of the Concord-Carlisle Lincoln-Sudbury game. And Coach Dave Lewis has had an opportunity to scout both. And you're talking one day, he was saying he'd love to get a shot at playing either one. And right now his team in good shape. Unless Newton North starts something, and they have not shown signs of consistency. They've shown signs where they have put the ball in for a goal, as you see them moving around O'Connor. But they don't show the consistency of that surge of a few goals. Golden behind the net. Now makes the move on Kuja. Out front. And the ball rolling back in, heads out of bounds. Newton North will maintain possession. White kicks it on down. David Quinn. Quinn holding it. And now backs it up. As he gets the instructions yelled to him from the bench. Through the middle, and Billy Duffin is there. What else is new? Duffin helping his defense like a good goaltender should. And it allows this type of situation. Look what Robert Hugh got the pass. To Taylor Babineau. In front, Holland. Oh, he cannot get it. And Hugh headed for a second. Loose ball to Chetty. And a battle for it. Mulroney. Kicked out to Holland by Babineau. Babineau poked away by Doug Quinn. Loose ball. And the Tigers, Josh Rosenfield can't get it. Doug Quinn does get it. Pass way too high for Al Clark. Clark had to gain about, say, 7-8 inches to catch that one. You look back at that play where the Wildcats just get it downfield, as you can talk about it as the fact that what Duffin does, he makes it available for the Wildcat defense just to filter out and cheat a little bit and move the ball up that much quicker. It's that great a luxury to have somebody like Billy in the net. And Mulroney and Stark and company downfield can make that little extra concentration on the offensive end. Granted that they have to concentrate on the defense, but the offense has that one opportunity as Stark fires on and scores. It's 9-4. Keith Stark just waited. And very similar to a couple of the goals he scored against Weymouth North. He just waited and patiently waited, and then just fired it in. 9-4 late in this third period, and a big goal for the Wildcats, who look very much headed. Unless something caves in the final 12 minutes, they'll be in the Eastern Mass final. There's some good defense by Rich Lang right there, preventing the pass from being caught in the middle. Kuchar off to Duffin. The final seconds of this period are winding down unofficially. We're under a minute, and I don't know where under a minute because time being kept across the field. Rosenfield. Too far ahead. Quinn races Duffin. Duffin wins the race. Quinn knocks it away. Period will come to an end. Weymouth South with an excellent third period once again. They are just 12 minutes from going to the Eastern Massachusetts final. After 3, it is 9-4 South. Donovan works in, broken up, loose ball, picked up. Weymouth South, yes for a second, no now. Fitzgerald tackled. Now, just 12. And Weymouth South within 12 minutes of making their way to the Eastern Mass Final. You're talking about a team that 1 year ago won just a game, and that in overtime against Falmouth. And now, all they have to do is just hang on. 5-goal advantage, 9-4. Coach Dave Lewis's team. A great success story. And oh, Tom White. When you get a hot goalie, sometimes that goaltender gets a little bit of luck. White put on a great shot, and it all but went in. Here's Kuja to Baharian. Bryan working it downfield to Taylor Babineau. Babineau trying to beat Josh Rosenfield. Pass out front, knocked down. Picked up Babineau, flipping it for Willis, and Donadio with a nice stop. In is White making the move on Stark. It's now a situation where the Wildcats can play that tough defense and just make Newton North earn anything. As the shot goes wide by Al Clark and heads out. And a Tiger is there, and that being David Quinn. And right now, the ball in the possession of Newton North. And that says a lot about this game. As far as Newton goes, Newton does not look as though they are totally in the contest. Weymouth South is very mentally prepared for it. Golden with an easy pass and should have just caught it. At this point in time, you catch those passes. These are the teams that catch them. Ricky Ramos. Todd Willis. Hickey. Michael Robinson. And Rosenfield takes it away. Right in stride. Here's the Rosenfield pass. As it's put in front by Steve Plotkin as he took the pass from Tom DeMeo. And nothing there. Hugh just took it away from the falling down of David Quinn. Ramos moving it down. Ramos ahead. Babineau ends up with it. Mulroney shoots and scores. And you can start thinking about the Eastern Massachusetts championship game, because granted, we do have about 9 minutes to go, and Weymouth South, unless the roof caves in, is headed there. 10-4 the Wildcats. (10-4) game, Weymouth South comfortably in front. The Wildcats have just come out, and they are just playing exceptional defense, strong, very competitive offense, and they are now in control. Allen Good rolling downfield. Drop back pass picked up Mulroney, who's had an excellent game. Stark may have got what has been the back-breaking goal, which was the 9th goal in this game. Michael Toth. Brian Baharian. Stark. And a little bit of a slash. And I'm surprised that this hasn't been called on Dave Quinn. Doug Quinn, it's gotta be called. That is insane. Quinn is just using his stick and trying to rearrange Keith Stark's features. And Quinn I don't know what he was upset about, but right now it is Weymouth South about to have a 6-on-5 advantage, and the Wildcats can do some icing. Five-on-5, check it as Babineau comes in. Donadio the stop, loose ball on the turf. And knocked out of bounds by Dan Cedrone. Rosenfield too far ahead with the pass, as it just skied over Mike Lucetti's stick. And right now, Newton North cannot get it going. And Weymouth South will take their time. 6-goal lead. They'll have some fun and try to just improve on their statistics a little bit. And also at the same time build momentum, because they are now headed for the Eastern Mass Championship game. This is from a team that, believe it or not, won once a year ago. And a freaky goal. One of the more freakier goals you'd ever want to see. As Milton Britton will get the goal and make it 10-5, as Britton was firing it in front for Golden. Golden was going towards it like a pass, and he actually threw up one of the greatest screens in the world, and they beat Duffin that way, 10-5. And I'm going to talk about the road 2 years ago as we'll watch White come in. In front, Duffin knocked it down. Quinn had an opportunity. Check it, Blackton had an opportunity, and Duffin knocked it down. Illegal check called on Doug Quinn of Newton North. It's funny, 2 years ago, Weymouth North in the tournament, it was sectionals, Division I and Division II, and they were in the South Division I sectional. And the Maroons defeated Newton North and did it very easily. And we'll talk about it in a moment. Baharian is stopped out front. Britton knocking it down. Baharian to Babineau. Mulroney maintaining possession. Jamie to Keith Stark. Stark fires, stopped in front. Tigers coming out with the ball. As it's picked up by 24, Steve Plotkin. Plotkin. Quinn fires wide and he'll head out. And Newton North will have it. Bill Golden to start the attack. 2 years ago, Weymouth North beat, as I said, Newton North in the semifinals. In the finals, they played the winner, which was the other game, which was Lexington and Concord Carlisle. And Concord Carlisle get off to that big lead in the Eastern Mass Final. Weymouth North rallied to win that game, but the same thing in the semifinals for Weymouth North 2 years ago, same team as Weymouth South has, and the Wildcats, the only difference, we'll find out who they're going to play. As Duffin with a nice clear for Hickey. White just went too far. Tried to do it all himself and was broken up. Robinson breaking him up. Score! Doug Quinn puts it in. As Quinn took the pass in the slot, put it in, and it's 10-6. So the Wildcats lead, which was 6, is now 4. It's 10-6. And roughly 5 to go. And it'll be an interesting 5 minutes of play. 10-6. A big face-off won by Keith Stark. Tigers have had one other time when they put back-to-back goals together. They have yet to have 3 in a row. Loose ball. And out of the pack. As the Tigers move it on the break. Kuja, good defensive play. Knocking the ball away. As he got it away from David Quinn. Howie got it, threw it in the middle, broken up. Luchetti. In front. And it's now a 10-7 game. As Tom DeMeo sets up, Steve Plotkin, 10-7, and with it, Weymouth South wants a timeout. The Tigers making their move, but the Wildcats still lead by 3. It is 10-7. And now face-offs become so important. 10-7 is the score. And the Wildcats can't afford to have this. White down the middle. Knocked off the play. And 47 on the penalty, and that being Michael Howie. Would look comfortable, right now is not. Stronach, Hickey, get the long sticks out. And the Tigers move the ball around. Steal for a second. Stronach. But the help is there with Quinn. Golden. Bad pass. It should be South ball. The Tigers a little too anxious, probably, because time not an ally. With it, Coach Dave Lewis, some changes. Holland spins back. Holland having trouble, may have made a mistake, but nice recovery by Joe. He's not only trying to kill time in the penalty, but he's also trying to kill time in the game. Robinson back. Michael Robinson. Firing it in. Blocked. Loose ball. And the Tigers work it out. Golden. In front. And Hugh had the knock down. Blocked Plotkin. And Robert doesn't. Steve was by himself, and Duffin was right there. And Hugh ends up as a good play. For a second, I thought we were going to call it a Robert, but they were going to a crease violation. And Newton had a 6-on-5 advantage, and, well, right now Newton having all sorts of trouble trying to make something happen for themselves. It's that timeout by Weymouth South right now, big. And that it seems to have slowed down Newton North's momentum and slow it down a great deal. As Golden watches Duffin. That's Kuja. Hickey. Ramos. Wildcats getting it up and looking in good shape. Ramos, nice move. And Rick is just going to take the time. Hickey. And a bad pass to Ramos. .155 left. And 3 goals, not big. And the Tigers with a big mistake. Benadio just threw it away. And the Wildcats kill some time, and they're headed for the Eastern Mass Final. What looked comfortable has now been shaky, but the Wildcats may have just dodged the storm. As Babineau, if they score here, wrap it up. And Baharian tracks down the loose ball, but Bryant stepped on the line. The Tigers just dug a hole for themselves. They were just being completely out-hustled by Weymouth South. Weymouth South just wanted it more, and the Wildcats had the momentum, and now they've lost a little bit of that momentum. Because the Tigers have come up with a 4th period goals. And Stark with a big play to wrap it up. Bonadio the save. Rosenfield. The Wildcats making that upfield pass tough. And in the shot, just knocked away from Plotkin, and that is a big stop right there. It's going to be Weymouth South, and they'll wait and find out who they'll play. As a timeout, Newton North. Weymouth South headed for the Eastern Mass Lacrosse Championship. Kuja. Downfield, Hickey's got it. Wildcats are just going to eat up time, folks. Robinson ahead, Hickey. Doesn't even matter if they lose the ball. The Wildcats are just killing the time. Their four-corner type offense. The spread is there, Robinson. And now finally the Tigers get the ball. And a celebration will begin very shortly for this Weymouth South team that will head to the Eastern Mass Finals. And the celebration begins. They'll be going to the Eastern Mass Final. The Wildcats of Weymouth South heading for the Eastern Mass Final, beating Newton North 10-7.
11 minutes left. Just under 12 actually first quarter play. It's 1-0.